Yes?
So talk just for a minute or so about the word Quaker and a little bit, I know of the Quakers and their work, but what about their origin? And what caused them to have such things?
Well, the general, I would feel more comfortable with Max, Dr. Carr, answering that question. Being a Quaker, so.
Quakers emerged out of the English Civil War period, 1640s, 1650s, and were left-wing Puritans. We out-Puritan the Puritans in that Quakers believed in an inward light, a belief that God's light dwelt in all people, and that in turning to that light within as a power to overcome their sin or darkness, they could become redeemed. Unlike the Puritans who believed that we were all loathsome insects dangling by a slender thread over the very pits of hell. There's nothing we could do to save ourselves. So Quakers became pacifists in large part because they wanted to restore an original Christianity that went back to Jesus' ethics, the Sermon on the Mount, blessed are the peacemakers, turn the other cheek, love even your enemies. So out of that belief in an inward light and a belief in pacifism and a belief that all people shared equally in that light, male, female, black, white, red, no matter what nation, creed, color, we were all equal as children of God. Some of these attitudes developed. Now in America, the first outspoken Quaker opposition to slavery came in 1688 in the Germantown Remonstrance, when Quakers who had fled persecution in Europe settled in Pennsylvania where slavery was legal, and there were Quakers involved in the slave trade, said this is inconsistent with our profession as Christians. This is a violation of the Golden Rule. And from 1688 on, Quakers began developing an anti-slavery sentiment that finally became official in 1776, when Quakers said you can no longer be a Quaker and be involved in slavery at the same time.
So okay. So the specific question I was asking, you may have alluded to it in your first sentence, and that was the Quakers were part of something in Europe?
Yeah, they emerged out of the English Civil War period.
The English Civil War.
Right. And they first called themselves Children of the Light.
And that happened, English Civil War was in
1640s,
No,
1650s. What's that?
English Civil War was where?
England.
Okay.
Right. And the term Quaker was a pejorative term. Quakers called themselves Children of the Light, later on the Religious Society of Friends. But our opponents saw us as raving lunatics and enthusiasts and said we were Quakers. And so, yeah, we named it and claimed it.
The English Civil War, I'm not familiar, so I'll read about that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you know why they called Quaker?
Yeah. One of the founders of Quakerism was George Fox, who had left the Church of England. We did have a historic head-to-head with the Church of England. Was brought into court and accused of blasphemy and heresy for believing that Christ dwelt within us. The Puritans were not amused by that. And when the judge condemned Fox to prison in 1650, he said that Fox should tremble and quake before the authority of the court. And Fox looked at the judge and said, no, it's thou, O judge, who ought tremble and quake before the power of the Almighty God. And the judge said, what, you a Quaker? And he said, yeah. And so the name stuck as a pejorative.
Are there any other questions for Dr. Carter or myself? If not, I really appreciate you all coming and being here today, and I really want to thank Dr. Carter for allowing me to open up this event. I think it's a very significant and important event to commemorate the role of the Quakers in the Underground Railroad. And again, I'm sorry we didn't have a larger attendance, and I'm sorry that, like I said again, that more people don't really understand the importance of that early period. But that's what I do for a living, so I love the early period. So, but thank you all again for coming. Thank you.
And again, have a, Quakers are silent people, so we often clap like that. Thank you so much, Dr. Smallwood, and thank you all for attending. As I mentioned, I've worked for 25 years in campus ministry at Guilford, and so this is a larger crowd than I'm used to. Not a lot of people show up for campus ministry events. But again, I want to invite you to the refreshments outside if the students haven't already, like a plague of locusts, done off with them. And we'll mix and mingle. And again, the next event is at noon at the Benjamin Benson Marker on February 1 Plaza, with a tip of the hat to the 4 A&T students who went down there on February 1, 1960. And then at 3 o'clock on the Guilford College campus with a tour into the Underground Railroad Woods, that sanctuary where runaways sought their freedom. And then at 4:30 at New Garden Friends meeting for a tour of the cemetery, finishing up at the grave of Vestal and Alethea Coffin. Thank you very much. We'll see you outside.